Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I have my friend here. She is very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Hi,
Her name is Rose.
I'm Rose. Thank you for introducing me.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about different things related to your experience in the US and how all you experienced in the studying, in your university, and also okay, I'll tell you what I feel, okay? When I grew up, because I grew up in a very misogynistic household, not many people know about that, because, I look smart and all of this, but I had to go through extreme patriarchy when I was growing up. Yeah, and the thing is, I always had this thing in my head that once I grow up, I'm gonna go to the US and it's all gonna be over. I'm gonna wear everything I want, I'm gonna do whatever I want, nobody's gonna judge me, and all of that, all this fantasy that I had in my head about the US and stuff like that. But when I look at people talking in the US through internet, I feel that it was all just a bubble. People there are misogynistic, right? And I just want you to tell me, how is it there, and what did you go through? Did you have to go through anything sexist or something like that? Please.
Yes, of course. So this is one thing that I like to tell everybody that I meet, especially my students and my cousins and everyone, is that
I have to
go to the thing. Is that nowhere in this world there is perfection. When we're growing up, we think about certain cultures, we think about certain groups, and they have this perfect life of liberal, values, and they're wealthy and they're happy, and it's just so great there, and nobody's gonna abuse us and nobody's going to harm us. But unfortunately, that is not the case, because I used to think the same about the West before I moved to the US. I thought it was this perfect place where there's no issues, no problems, and Nepal is so bad, and it's so amazing over there. But it's not the case, and everywhere, in every corner of the world, there are challenges. There are instances of racism, sexism, maybe on a different frequency, on a different level, but there definitely is. So it's a bubble that we have this perfect idea of the US. Most of us do, but unfortunately that's not true. They also have their challenges, a lot of challenges.
But at least I feel that in this country, people are trying to change.
Okay.
Right? Our generation, we are trying to change, right? I've met a lot of men who speak up for women and speak up about how women should have bodily autonomy and all of that. I see men talking about that, right? But when it comes to the US, I see that there's so deep-rooted patriarchy, right? And this all came to me only after the internet took over,
Okay.
Because how old were we when internet really took over? We were normally 15, 16, or maybe
but
even later.
It took off when we were 19.
Yeah, exactly. So that was when I started to realize that, okay, this is what it is. Because recently I was watching this discussion of Candace Owens, right? And there are also other conservatives, Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
And what do you think about them? Tell me.
It's so crazy because we, here in Nepal or in developing countries, we like to equate education with consciousness and IQ.
Yes.
But that is not true. Academics does not relate to IQ and consciousness and moral sense and empathy and kindness and things of that nature. And I think that was, US taught me that in a really difficult way. Because you can meet people with PhDs and they can be doctors, but they might not be kind or nice people with empathy and good heart and a sense of liberalism that we desperately need. So those people, so US is different than us because obviously they have succeeded industrially, they have a deep-rooted history based on their industrialism, and a lot of their gender norms and values have relied on that, and so there's extreme points in the US. There's the extreme conservatism, and there's the extreme liberalism that we don't have in Nepal, or doesn't get highlighted in Nepal because obviously we don't have any money, so who wants to hear about us? You know what I mean? Like we just like there's no focus on that, and I think people in developing countries forget to notice that, forget to understand that there's still like such a huge gap when it comes to moral sense and IQ level in developing countries as well. And
Do you think it's safe there for women?
I think it's a lot safer based on the legal rights that they have and the persecution and stuff like that. But it's also a lot scarier because the population is huge. It's like what Nepal is like one state of the US. So the population is huge, geography is huge, like the area is huge, and some cases that you hear, it gets magnified, because there's a lot of people. So they have access to guns, they have access to open arms, and stuff that we don't have here. I think they have a lot more options in the US, obviously. They have more options, they have more helplines, if they wish to get the help, But there's also situations where you'll see, despite having all the resources, women are still struggling with domestic violence. See, they don't have cultural stigma. They don't have this cultural misconception where we have in Nepal, where if you get married to a man, you have to stay with them no matter what. Like that's the stigma that we have, and people don't get divorced that often. But in the US, they don't have that. But there's psychological limitation that people have, that women have, that doesn't free them from the toxic relationships.
But you know what's funny though? I feel that the US has its own cultural stigmas, especially the conservative side, when it comes to religion. I think.
Oh my God, yes. So Christianity and like Catholicism, they are very strict groups who follow the religions really. I'm trying to think of a new word. Strictly.
Yeah, I mean, let's not talk about religion because then it will get into a whole new debate, and there will be a lot of religious people against us. So we don't want to talk anything about religion. Okay. But what we do want to talk about is how religion, conservative side, the right wing who do not want to legalize abortion or who do not want to give rights to women to work and this and that, all of those things. I think that comes because of their religious fantasy.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I wouldn't say fantasy.
I mean,
beliefs.
Beliefs. But the thing is, your belief, as long as it's inside you, totally fine, great, amazing. But once it starts to affect the system and starts to become legal or political, that's when you have a problem, because then other people don't follow that belief.
So with morality, it's okay if you're trying to implement it within yourself, but then when you do it for other people, there comes a problem. I think that's what you're trying to say, and that is true. But then some people don't have that sense that it should.
I think they think that it's absolutely true and you have to follow it in every circumstances, and that's scary.
Yeah, and then things like that happen in Nepal too, but in a very small scale. And usually what happens in Nepal is like poverty can correlate with conservatism. So like, because we usually think the richer you are, the wealthier you are, the more liberal. Well, it's not based on statistics. It's just my observation.
Yeah,
it's probably
no,
true.
it's because you get more exposure.
You get more exposure and you get more education and awareness. But in the US, for some reason, there's a lot of rich people. There's a lot of wealthy people who are not like under the line of poverty at all.
You know why I think that though?
Yeah, why?
I think it's because Hinduism is very old, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's really deep rooted, but as you get more exposure, it kind of washes away through generations.
Yes, true.
But Christianity or other Abrahamic religions or whatever, they are newer religions.
Okay, yeah.
And so it will take more generations to kind of like wash it off. And also I have like Christianity that was there 200 years ago is not the same that it's right now, right? Like it has changed drastically.
And evolved.
Yeah. So I think that will happen over time, and I do think that culture is, I mean, I know people like to say, no, it's just a culture, not the religion, but actually culture is an outcome of the religious belief.
Sure, yes.
Like culture exists because the religion exists, right? So I think obviously religious background is like religious belief and all, everything is a huge reason of misogyny. Another thing I really want to point out is, okay, what do you think about this whole Candace Owens debate that, and it was so funny when she said that. Okay, I'll tell you one particular anecdote. Okay, she said that women are more fulfilled, every woman, right, are more fulfilled when they are at home, when they're not working. And why? Because they will take care of the children. And
She says, as she has a full-time job, like Candace Owens, she has a full-time job, like she's a presenter, she's making her own money, and she says those stupid things, like I don't.
And she said that, and then the other person asked, like, why do you think so, right? And you know what she said? She said,
What's her
because
answer?
children are divine creatures.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
That was funny to me because, like, the thing is, it's
I'm sure
like
everything is a divine creature. Like
Exactly.
plants are divine creatures. Like we are divine creatures.
Exactly.
You know, there's no bias.
No, but
but-
it's like saying that butterflies are not divine creatures, but larva is.
Yeah, exactly. But
Caterpillar is.
Yeah. So that is just weird to me. I don't know where people get that from. This whole trad wife culture in the US is so horrifying to me.
Oh
It's
my
so
god! I have to say this thing to you.
What?
You know what? There was this one woman who was like, her name was Trophy Wife, okay, on YouTube. And she was basically a trophy wife. She married a very older guy, and she got got two kids from that man, right? Two children, like two girls. One was 2-year-old, one was 4-year-old. And while she was changing their diaper, she found out that they were bleeding, and they said it was daddy. And turns out that guy had been molesting those two little girls, 2 and 4-year-olds. Can you imagine? And this was a trophy wife telling women, oh, you should get a husband, rich husband, by doing this. I am like so beautiful. Look at my husband. And he's like ugly AF, okay? I mean, he's old, okay? I mean, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so what were we talking about? About that girl whose children got raped. Yeah.
So like the whole fantasy of like not having to work and being a stay-at-home mom, I respect women and their decision and everyone's decision. Like I have friends who told me like they want to be a stay-at-home mom, and that's great. But I think you cannot blind yourself on the fact that if you are not economically empowered, if you don't have access to resources, economic resources, like you are gonna get into trouble. Like that's the law of the universe. Like I don't make it. I don't, because you're like an atheist. So like I was gonna say the Lord makes it.
No, I'm not an atheist.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's cool.
Oh wow, this looks so good.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
No, I'm not an
No,
atheist.
you're not an atheist.
I'm a deist.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but
It's
so
like I believe in God, but I do not believe in mainstream.
Okay. And I'm the opposite on that, so that's one difference that we have. But it's okay. We have respect
So you
for each
believe in
other.
what?
I believe in everything. Like I go to church. Like I go to temples. I go to obviously stupas and stuff. That's like what we grew up with Buddhism. I wasn't in like my parents didn't tell me you have to follow this. They were very open-minded and liberal. I think I just found God my own way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so I pray to Jesus, I pray to Krishna, I pray to everyone, like everyone that comes to mind. But yeah. But anyways, that is a law, like that is a rule. If you don't have the resources, you are going to be at a disadvantage. Like you just mentally, spiritually, psychologically, there's been so many research, and the research doesn't, like if you have a great husband who's gonna give you money, for just like not give you money, but like there's an example.
Provide.
So David, provide. Yeah, sorry, I'm so sorry. Then that's great. I mean, that's great, right? Like, but at least he has to like he has to put money in your bank account. I think if you're staying at home and taking care of the kids, I think you need to have the rights to this fund as well. That's my argument.
No, I'm fine with that, right? I'm fine with providing and all, but the truth is that sometimes women might not be fulfilled with just having kids. Like they want to do something of their own, right? Like even if they do not have a 9 to 5 job, that's fine, but at least write a book, publish it, or maybe have a channel. Because even when we look at these trad wife lifestyle and all of that, right, content creating, they are content creators.
Yeah, they are content creators. Like, they are making money, and that's what people fail to realize.
Yeah,
like that's a job.
right? And for women who are trad wives and do not do anything, also probably have multiple businesses on their name by the husband, because the husband might be a multimillionaire.
Exactly.
He probably has had some businesses in her name, and maybe she is not running it actively, but it's still in her name. So that is an advantage, right? So when the man is not there, she still has financial freedom.
Yes.
But then what do the kids do when she has no money and the man leaves or cheats?
Yeah.
Or something, I mean, you can say that.
No, even for the kids, like, what would the woman do in that situation? Like, it would be such a difficult situation.
And I, in 2025, it's just crazy to even say that. Please let us work. Please let us be educated. Please, like, it's our choice. Please do not decide for us. Like, it's so bizarre to even talk about it. Like, it's even bizarre to say, please give us a choice. Because, like, how is it not comprehensible that we want to have a choice? Like, why is it wrong? I just cannot fathom why people don't understand that we just want a choice. Like, we're not anti-trad wife, we're not anti-housewife.
You just want to choice for yourself.
Yeah,
and that's thankfully legally that's what we have here in Nepal, and that's what we have in the US. That's what they have in the US, so that's good. But in countries like Afghanistan, which it's a whole. I could talk about it for like an entire series, but that's so heart-wrenching and gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
And people glorifying without full message, like full knowing, full knowledge, is just so scary.
But talk about your experience in the pageant.
Oh, okay. So,
what do you think about pageant?
Is it feminist or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you've been,
Yes. So I personally was born a feminist. Like, I came out of my mother's womb. That's what I tell my friends. Like, and that is true. Like, since I was 2-3 years old, like, I've had these thoughts, like, which is great. Like, I love it. And I participated in a pageant, and there's so many debates about pageants not being feminist, or it not being liberal, it not being it being sexist or something. Which is, I can see that, I can understand the perception, because it did begin as a swimsuit competition for big companies to sell swimsuits. That was how it started, and I can see how people are like, okay, well, does it objectifying women, and but it's a good perception. But in my opinion, I think pageants allow you to just try it out, like try different things out, like try. There's chicken in here. Oh, there's chicken. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. There's like sausage.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I tried it, and then it was like hard, and I was like, why are the fries hard? It's like chicken sausage.
Oh my god, this is nice. Yeah.
But pageants, I think they do give you the option to explore your feminine side, and explore creativity, explore arts, and challenge yourself at the same time. I mean, it's not an easy job to go in front of hundreds of people and on the spot answer a question.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it takes a lot of passions, hard work, knowledge, education, work experience, and confidence for you to get there. So people don't really see that, and it is easier to like put that in a category of being sexist. That being said, I do think you have to be careful about the platforms that you are joining in, because there are some terrible people, like there are in every department of life, in schools, in universities, in workplaces, you know. You have to be careful, but I do think it allows you to, it gives you the opportunity to challenge yourself in so many different ways.
Okay, but can I say something? The reason why I
think I gave a very pageant answer on that.
you were amazing. But I feel that when you say that it's not easy to give an answer in front of a huge lot of people and stuff like that, right? I agree with that. But even to get to a point of giving that answer, you have to be extremely good looking in social standards. You have to have a certain kind of body to even enter. You have to be of a certain height. You have to have long hair and beautiful, and because why would someone make you Miss World or Miss Universe if you're not conventionally good looking?
Okay, so here's my take on that. So I do see like there is this pattern of really beautiful women being selected for those winning spots, but I don't think, like me personally, I don't think it's about like what God gives you, but what you make out of it. So if you say, for example, like I lost 20 kgs for my pageant, and that to me was, I know it sounds like really like toxic, but like to me it was like a health experience. Like I tried being healthy, you know, like I ate healthy, and it was a challenge for my body. I didn't stress myself out or undereat and or anything like that. I didn't starve myself, but it was a challenge for myself. And then to learn how to do makeup, which is fun. I mean, it's a great way to learn how to present yourself and do your hair and stuff, and then pick the right outfits for yourself. Like it's just, I think it's like that part is just like honestly just fun, and it does help you grow in a way, because once again the core value of pageant is you do not just win by being pretty. So that's like you have to detach yourself from what you look like completely.
That's true.
To even be, because there's thousands of gorgeous girls, so what are you gonna do?
But you know what? Actually, I felt the same, and I really wanted to go to a pageant or stuff like that. I couldn't because I am not tall enough.
Oh my god.
And I am 5 feet 2 inches. And I think that I'm very beautiful, okay? Like
you are.
Honestly, I'm not trying to be, the thing is that I look pretty, but I couldn't go because I am not tall enough. So what even it is it, right? And I might have stretch marks and stuff like that. Yeah. Which is again not fine. So
according to one particular platform in Nepal, but I think a lot of others, they don't look at the height or those things, right?
I mean, they say they don't have a criteria, but it's always preferred, right? Like a tall woman who is like very beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that the talent and the speaking up, all of that is secondary. Honestly, I think beauty is the foundation.
Really?
Yeah. Beauty is the foundation. And see, the thing is, you're very pretty and stuff, right? But at the end of the day, you have to look a certain way to be there, right? Like you cannot be there right now, right? You have to do something, change yourself, and
like wear makeup and stuff.
Also I think the model culture is kind of going away. Like it is, the stigma is deteriorating because models used to be asked to starve themselves, which they don't do anymore. But when I see these auditions, they're like, oh, you're tall, your height is good, your waist is fine, but your nose is a little bit this, and your nose, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I don't support that.
Yeah.
See, I don't support pageants who do that. I don't. And I'm glad that it's changing in so many parts of the world, especially in first world countries. Like it is changing. Like people don't look at that, and they're doing plus size modeling and opportunities, which is I think great for building like instilling self-confidence into young girls and embracing diversity and things of that nature. There are some people who still stick with the conservative ideas, and like I personally don't support
but at least the weight thing is something that one can control unless you have some disease or
disorders.
But
other things.
But other things, you know, like your nose is crooked. How do you fix that? Unless you give a nose, like you do a nose job or something. So
that should definitely not be a marker of somebody's talent and somebody's position.
You know what I would support though?
What?
If they would ask questions and like select the most talented ones and then get things done on them by their own funding.
No, but you don't want to change that then though, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but at least that
like do like a makeover or like plastic surgery.
I mean, if they wish, then give them a plastic surgery. I mean, I would love to get my nose done, guys. I am very insecure of my nose. It's like of my Brahmin nose.
I feel that.
I am eating continuously throughout the video.
No, it's fine. It's the food.
Guys, please don't judge me.
But yeah, it's. There's this what's the word? Presumption? That's not a word.
It is a word.
Is it? Pre-assumption.
No, it is presumption.
Is it oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, there is this presumption of people who participate in beauty pageant, they need to be like tall, slender, model-like and stuff. Which
is changing.
Needs to change.
But it is also kind of
changing.
Yeah.
People are a lot more open-minded.
I mean, just recently I posted this video on my TikTok, right? And I have a huge lower body, right? And I posted a video wearing a crop top. And people were so bad. Like the comment section was so fucking bad. They were like, and the caption was, I'm not insecure because Greeks would go on a war for this body, okay?
That was your caption or like
that was my caption?
Okay, I love that.
And
I heard somebody else comment.
And people were like, that's why they fell to the Roman Empire because they fell for you.
People are awful online.
I mean, like, bro, why are you pissed that I'm not insecure? Should I be insecure? Would that make you feel better? Like, I just don't understand.
No, people are awful online, so I wouldn't mind them. I don't know, sometimes I find like mean comments hilarious because
I find mean comments of other profiles hilarious, but my own.
No, because like, and I don't even delete those comments on my profile because you're the one who has to deal with that. You know what I mean? That's on your digital footprint. It's not on mine.
Yeah, but girl, the only negative comment I have seen in your
no, I have so many negative comments. What are you talking about?
No, the ones that I've seen only is because of your accent, and they somehow think that it's fake because apparently as Nepalese we cannot speak good English, and so we have to talk in an accent that's like sugar. Like you cannot say sugar, okay? You have
I thought it was just me, but then I saw someone who was born in the UK get bashed for having an accent. There's a guy.
Oh, I
do you know
seen his videos.
He has like a piercing and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
And also, right, when I talk about mental health and all of these things, which I will be talking on this channel with you because I want to talk about mental health with you.
I would love to.
Yeah.
We can do that at Swing Cafe.
Yeah, of course.
The open.
She's obsessed with that place, you guys. I don't know.
You will fall in love with that place just like you have fallen in love with this place. I know it's far, but yeah. And it's so quiet, and it has like an open garden, like you.
Wow.
And view of the mountains. So.
Wow.
I know.
Nice. And we can also go on a hike or something as well. I mean,
it's far and it's hot. It's gonna be hot during the day, so I probably don't.
Yeah.
About the hike. It's far from the place. So it's not literally in Swim, but it's like near Swim.
Okay.
Eat the fries, you're not eating the fries.
Okay, but like what I was talking about is that we were like, you know, when we talk about mental health and stuff, the vocab is always English. Because I don't know what to say trauma in Nepali. I just don't know, right? I don't know how I can speak like these terms of like, you know, mental health terms in Nepali. I don't know what to do that, like how to do that. I don't know what to say. And they're like, oh, why are you talking in English and stuff? Because I don't know what to say in Nepali. And it's so cringe.
I don't understand the obsession with like,
Because they cannot speak themselves. That's
but then they're commenting in English, so like it would make sense if they were commenting in Nepali.
In
Their
Devanagari.
comments isn't like full on English, like formal English. You should be speaking in Nepali, and that doesn't make sense. I think it's a little weird.
Yeah, and I think they should also have a keyboard on their phones that types Devanagari.
Yeah.
They cannot be
And
using letters.
I actually saw a comment like that in the Shark Tank Nepal video. They were like accusing the CEOs of like speaking in English because Nepali people wouldn't understand that. And I'm like, and there was this like paragraph, like a full blown paragraph in English. And I'm like, your English is good, like you can understand it. But okay, if it's in Nepali, it would reach a wider audience. But I think people in Nepal, they understand English. Like everyone does, no?
The thing is, the
Not everyone,
educated
sorry.
lot does understand English, right?
They're the ones complaining because, but people who have weak English, they're like learning English using those videos. Because like I used to do that too, watch content creators and learn English.
No, even if you have like studied up to 8th grade, you can still speak in English because you have to learn English in school. There is no other way to pass the district level examination if you don't know even basic English. So
That
yeah, and
for
I don't want
commenting further.
I don't want to speak and be bashed, but it's fine. You can bash me on the comment section. It will increase my engagement.
Oh my god. No, but yeah, I actually need to understand. Yeah, we need to protect our language. We need to protect our culture, heritage. It's very important. But at the same time, I think people who speak in English, like for me personally, I speak in English because A, it's easier. B, like I'm trying to connect to like different people all over the world.
And
as
I
well.
also want to remove the stigma that you are born in Nepal, you have stayed in Nepal, and you can speak in English well. Because I have
true.
never been outside.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah.
Like at least you have been to USA, been there for 5 years. I have never been anywhere
And your
outside
English
of
is
Nepal.
good.
And I can talk in English. So, and you know, even the company that I work in, right? My boss was telling me, how do you speak such good English? Like he asked me, and I was like so proud because they think that we as Nepalese can speak well, right? And I was like, no. And even like when I talk to you know, my boss and stuff, I do have a different accent. If I talked in that accent, if I talked in that accent here, they would be triggered AF. At least I have a little Indian accent when I'm talking right now, so at least they're not that triggered. Because if I were sitting here and saying, no, I can't do that, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I can't imagine the reaction.
That's funny.
I just can't. I think you'll be triggered AF.
Sorry, now I'm the one to eat like.
Oh my god. So yeah, this is what I wanted to do. I think we should wrap it up now. I think we
Really?
just- yeah.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, I think we should do it more often. Every
Oh my
time
god, we should do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
we will
love that.
also, girl, you have to come to my house and we will like, you know, do makeup together
Okay.
and shoot and stuff like that. That's gonna be
I'm
awesome. Yeah.
I'm definitely down.
Alright guys, please subscribe to my channel. Tell them to subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to her channel. She's amazing. She's great. She's so smart. You will be missing out if you don't subscribe to her channel. So
Yeah, I paid her to say that. Alright guys, bye bye. If you want to see more of my videos, please like, share and
so much
subscribe.
fun.